I'm here. I made it. I'm a sleepy boy, but I'm here. All right. How is everyone tonight? Changed a few things about how this all looks. We have sparkly stuff around me now that is sound reactive. That's cool. And it changes periodically. Thank you, thank you. And I'm gonna do a little bit of just tidying up. There's a few sounds in my Ableton performance set that I just haven't been happy with. So a few of the bass sounds that I've got in here that I just wasn't using because I just didn't like them. But I've discovered that I can sort of tweak them a bit and they're coming a bit better. Like this one here, I had the filter resonance just a bit high. It was a bit annoying. And this one here, the LFO rate was in like 3/8, so it was out of sync with the rest of the set, which always felt a bit weird. But now I've got it at a steady half, which is going to be a bit nicer, I think. A bit more musically usable. I'm just going to go through and tidy up a few others that I wasn't super happy with. Might even enlarge this window a little bit, which apparently I can't do. What's going on there? That's strange. Oh well. I don't know how well you can see it on stream. Might be a bit small for you. This one's a bit of a funny one too. It's like too, I don't know, farty. Make it a bit more bassy. I end up making all my basses sound the same though. I don't know. Is that too boring? Or is it alright? Alright, we'll roll with it and see. What's this one? This one I've always quite liked. Got a nice pulse to it. And it sort of sits in the mix nicely. This one I don't like. Again, that little LFO is out of sync. Where does the LFO even get driven in this? I don't know how to drive this particular synth very well. Okay, that's oscillator 1 frequency. Here. Okay, and that LFO is like this. How do I change the rate of that LFO? Where does it live? The amount to rate. It's not set to anything. Damn. Alright, here it is. Here it is. Rate 8. Let's make it sync. Can I do that? Yeah, right. Yeah, there we go. Let's make it synced. Cool. We'll try that. I can always circle back to it if I try it in the context of a song and I don't like it. This one's alright. Yeah, sorry about that. It's I'm a bit crispy at the moment. I think it's actually this jumper. It makes me itchy. I should incorporate it into a song. It'd actually be... Welcome in, DS94, by the way, and Thursday. Genre. Oh, that's always a good question with me. So sometimes I do really quite more traditional instruments, and other times I go full alien synths. I tell you what, we can make a song. So if we go the interesting, weird synthy textures and stuff, it usually ends up being pretty down tempo, but like lively melodic stuff. But yeah, whereas my more my more, if it's piano and Rhodes and acoustic drums and guitar, I suppose it's sort of like somewhere between rock and bluesy, but sort of down tempo still. Usually down tempo when I'm doing looping. If I'm composing a song, geez, it can be all sorts of things. Often it's sort of like alt rock. Yeah, that's me, washed up. That's the only description that makes sense, I'll be honest, with a scratchy beard. I'll tell you what, I'll make What do you want? Do you want to hear something a little bit more conventional, or you want to hear the spacey stuff, where all this synth stuff gets involved? Spacey. Let's do some spacey. We can do some spacey. I'll put together a little spacey loop, and then I'll use that to guide my set maintenance. We'll go into the shenanigans. Yeah, I'll try to avoid the unwanted bits of Kevin Spacey. Alright, this is a cool sound. I love this one. This one's good. This dusty bass. I'm a fan. Get a bit more saw involved. A bit less electric bass. Yeah. Yeah. I really like the music from June. This calls for a different kind of drum kit with reverb and delay. This will do. I can do better. Let's go with it. Let's get some hats. Working. Yeah, this is the arrangement, the session view. I use it for this sort of live looping. If I'm writing a song, I just go straight into arrangement view. But for this sort of thing, it's cool. but it just takes a little bit of practice. Quite a bit, actually. Let's get some choiry stuff in here. Definitely want to do some work on my leads. I really don't like half them. No worries. Get hydrated. Alrighty. Don't quit. Don't quit. Don't quit. But thank you for kind words. That's the spirit. I don't know. That's what we do around here, though. Often vocals as well. I can't do vocals yet, though, because my daughter's only just gone to bed. I need to wait till she's sort of asleep before I start making alien screeching or whatever it is I do. So I think bass-wise, we're looking a little better now. I got rid of a few of the ones I didn't like. I wasn't happy with my snares on those, like, electronic drums. Yeah, so it's 9:15 p.m. here, 9:15 p.m. So yeah, daughter went to bed 40 minutes ago. So maybe in 15 minutes or so I'll start singing once I'm confident she's asleep. I do love this bass. This one, I get a lot of value out of this one. It's so dusty and like atmospheric. But I layer it up. So you can see on the instrument rack here, if you're an Ableton user, so I've got the instrument rack set, well, wait, you can't see, hang on. You can see on the instrument rack here, I've got all these presets in here, but basically I've got a big old chain selector, but the first four here, the electric bass, the upright bass, the sub bass, and the saw bass, they're always there, and I can just dial up or down the how much signal I want to go through. Yes, yeah. My daughter's 11 now, but she's like right above me, so I like to be sure that she's not still stirring when I'm carrying on. That's why I'm sort of like ASMRing up close to the microphone, and I'm basically whispering in real life, but all the preamp gain and compression makes up for it. And then you get my beard scratches. But yeah, I do remember it being 3, and yes, they woke up very easily. But yeah, so I don't know if you're familiar with the chain selector layout, but in the instrument rack here, basically I've got these first 4 ones which are always on, but I can dial up or down the signal with these 4 macros here. And then I've got the chain selector one, which is just all the different weird synths that you wouldn't want to layer up, but they are like on top. And then I have the chain selector dial to select which one of those synths I want to be using. And that's how I can do this live looping performance sort of thing. And I can quickly find a sound that I want and dial it in while I'm performing. I don't have to like browse through presets until I find the one I want. It's sort of like ready to go. And all the sort of common layering I do with the acoustic basses and with the sub bass and a saw bass, I can just dial them up really quickly. It's all ready to go. So yeah, when I was just doing normal production in arrangement view and stuff, I never really bothered with racks and chains and things. But it became really important when I started doing this live looping stuff and trying to do live performance, because you need to have it at your fingertips and you need to have it fast, and you also need it to be performant, CPU performant, because you're often on a laptop, and you can't, and you're performing live, so you're tracking everything live. You don't want latency, so you need to get your samples low. So yeah, a lot of work goes into just configuring everything so that it's all ready to perform. What else have we got in there? I'm happy with the basses now, for now, I think, for today. I want to add some new ones in because I'm getting sick of the old ones, but it's the leads that really need some work. Yeah, that's the funny thing. Like, so many of us are just doing like, well, I mean, the lion's share is like electronic music. But yeah, for like producers that make beats and stuff have a very different workflow. Like, I see people, most people, literally you, most people are like even doing their drums. They just put it in arrangement view and they're copying and pasting drums. I mean, that doesn't work for me. That's why I have it in a drum rack, and I can dial in different drum kits depending on what I need to do. But they have to be there ready to go, and I have to be able to hit them on the push here. So let's work on these leads. Let's find some leads that we actually like. See, I'd never use a super saw like this normally. The glide's nice, but it's kind of obnoxious. Maybe I can just mute it down so it's less obnoxious. It's actually a wavetable. At least you use simpler. A lot of people don't even do that. They just drag them in like you're saying. In simpler, at least you can sort of dial them up and down, and you can get pressure sensitivity and things. What am I going to do with this? So I just thought it was like a super saw, but it's a wavetable thing. It's nice in the bass. How can I make it slightly less obnoxious? Like, this is the challenge with leads, isn't it? You want them to cut through, but you don't want them to be annoying. Like, if I put that in the context of that last little loop we just made. It's kind of obnoxious. You know what I'm saying? It's like not musical anymore. You love it. Oh man, the dichotomy of musicianship. Maybe it just needs like softening off with some reverb or something to make it sit in the mix better. We could try that. Or I could have slightly less unison. Let's try that. It's a lot. Closer together. It's quite expressive. Let's actually just dump some reverb and possibly a bit of delay on it permanently. He's trying to chase me out of town. What can we do? Let's just get a cheap low CPU reverb little bit of this. That is 100% mix. That is awful. Let's try that in the context of a mix. Delay. If in doubt, add delay. Delay. That's a little bit of groove. Maybe not that delay. Way too much. Shorter delay, please. That's better. You just got to practice, mate. Just misspend your childhood improvising on the piano every day after school, and then quit music for 15 years while you start your career, and then come back to it. It's the way. All right, let's try that in a mix. I think that'll work better. In a park. There was a fair bit of that sort of thing here in Australia too, I'll be honest. Or what do we call passion pop? They're really, really cheap bottles of like sweet champagne. They were like $3 for a whole bottle of champagne. Well, not actual champagne, fizzy wine. I'm going to move on from that sound. I'm still not happy with it, but it's taken the edge off it a bit. Oh, it's fucking awful. Yeah, no. Real, like hangover-inducing stuff. I don't know what to do with this one. It's like sort of glassy thing. Kind of piercing. Let's turn the resonance down a bit. And turn that up a bit. And that up a bit. That down a bit. Let's try that. Really taking it out. do with it? I'm gonna have to break into this a bit more. Oh, it's layered. It like kills itself with an LFO or something as you're playing it. Where's that phaser? Maybe that was just the phaser. It's an organ that's quite good. Okay. It's got a use case. Is it in the right section? Is it a lead? Don't know. I always like a bell. Yeah, I don't want to fix that. People don't use bells. I like bells. Maybe a bit more space though. Yeah, do it. It's warp. What's that do? Ooh. That's actually cool. 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 Next. Quite like that one too. Next. This one's cool in certain songs. I like it. This one, I don't. It's just, what's this? A quad saw. You liked this dusty thing? Yeah, I like that one. It's actually quite usable too. This is some obnoxious like trance shit. What do I do with it? I just don't even think I want it. Do I just take it out of the set? Or I just tune it down? instantly a lot better, actually. See what happens. This one I like too. I don't need to change that one. It's got its place. Although I note that like most people probably wouldn't use it. I don't know. Why am I attracted to those weird sounds? What do I do with this? No worries, mate. I know how it is. I'm often listening to Twitch in the background while I work. It's probably a bad habit, but I enjoy it. As a bass, it's kind of cool. Do we keep it? Because I'm never going to use that. I'm never going to use that either. I just don't make that kind of music. That one I quite like. So I've got to decide whether I want to keep those two before the last one. Alright. And the other thing that was bothering me was my drum kits. Um, 12 doesn't have a whole lot that 11 doesn't have, but it does have some things that I like. I mean, I can't remember exactly. Did 11 have raw? I think it did. Because raw, I really rate raw as a distortion effect. Yeah, raw is really cool. So raw is how I do my vocal distortion, for instance. Like this one. And because it's a multi-band distortion effect, you can really get some interesting meat in the right places. It's used in this one as well, although this is heavily band-passed. Makes me sound like I'm on the telephone. Yeah. So the scale aware stuff is better. It still requires some getting used to. Yeah, so you can set the scale of the project, but you've also got to set the scale of all the clips. Every individual section, whether it's in the arrangement view or in the clip view, you have to specifically say this one is in, this bit here is in C minor. This one here is in C minor. And of course, if you've set it on the project before you record it, with this thing ticked, then it will apply it. But if you haven't, then you have to go through and do some maintenance. It's not as intuitive as you'd think. But then, of course, it's scale aware in its generators as well. I don't really use the generators much, but a lot of people do. So I can imagine scale aware being super useful for that, for all the all these MIDI generators, random and all this stuff. And there's more of that in here too, like your arpeggiator and whatever. All of these things can be scale aware now. At the end of the day, the upgrade cost isn't that much in the scheme of things. Particularly if you can access education discount or something. I always figure like I'd pay $50 for a computer game that I was going to get 20 hours out of, and I get a lot more than 20 hours out of Ableton. I get a lot more than 80 hours out of Ableton. So it's like, I don't know, I justify it that way. Let's look at these drums. So my drums are set up a little differently at the moment. We've got same sort of thing with an instrument rack with a bunch of different macros here that I can control the levels of different drums with. I've only got 6 in there at the moment. I would like some more kits. But this way I can layer up different kits if I want to. And I try to make sure they're all on the same layout. So kick, snare, clap, hat, open hat, and, you know, stuff. But the main ones are these ones. Like this C78 kit, for instance. Let's turn the other ones down. Not sure what I think about that snare. I'm really not sure. I'm in 2 minds about it. It's similar with this one here, the Flux kit. Like the snares are really quite splashy. It's got a ton of reverb. And it's tuned quite high. Maybe I'll just tune it down a little bit. And I'll tune in this thing again. Seriously. Yeah? No? Gain, length, fade, voices, re-trigger, LFO. What on earth? That's funny. Like, I guess the problem I've been using this particular performance setup for over a week since I last tuned it. And so I've done enough songs where I'm like, I didn't quite like how that was sitting in the mix. I didn't like how that was sitting in the mix. And so I'm like changing it with the mind of remembering what it was like when I actually did a song. Like hearing it now, I'm like, yeah, it's actually alright. Actually kind of like it. I'd love to tune it down a semitone, but I can't see the bloody option. What? I'm sure Sampler has this. Ah, in here maybe. Let's do that. Is that better? I think it's better. I think that's better. One semitone lower. I'm happy enough with them. Cool. What about this one? Same sort of thing. Let's just tune the snare down a little bit. Maybe I'm just the kind of guy that likes slightly less trappy snares. Why is that not doing anything? Yeah, there's reverb on this kit. Although it appears to be off. So what's going on there? I mean, oh no, that's right. That's right. I put it in the send before when I was doing that song. I turned up the reverb and the delay on the send because I wanted that for that particular song. Don't know how that can be not doing anything. I'm a professional. Not a professional musician, but a professional of some description. Give up. I'll try and do that off stream. Poor bastards trying to watch this. Are you not entertained? Look, I'm tuning a snare. This metalwork one I just hate. Like, this is just the worst kit ever. It sounds all right. Like, it's like, oh, that's interesting. It's like, oh, yeah, what an interesting sound. It's all glitchy and weird. And then if you try and use it in a song ever, it just clashes something horrible. You might even just remove it. I don't know how to fix it. But maybe I'll just keep it at negative infinity forever. Maybe the hats are a little loud in this one, maybe. That's C78. That's just slightly lower them. And this cymbal. That's better. Cool, good. Alright, I've done some maintenance. It wants me to make some actual music. Because, you know, that's what I normally do. But let's find a sound that's inspiring and make something with that. So I've done all that work. I've done all that work making my set neat and tidy, and now I'm going to go into a totally different plugin and find a new sound. Maybe. Yeah, when the Native Instruments bundles are on sale, they can be pretty good value. The company's taken a little bit of maybe a downward trend since they got acquired. But they've got such a good back catalogue, it's hard to go past. Let's do something with this. Turn it down a little and give it some reverbs and delays. Let's mix up the bass sound. I missed it. What did I do with that synth before? Oh, I went back. Of course I did. Go again. Get some delay on that. Maybe some like staccato-y strings. More plucky though. Yeah, I'm trying to send you to sleep at work. Maybe it's just a trick. Pulsar. Welcome in, Pulsar Octopus. Enjoy your coffee, have a nice time. Welcome in, Pulsar Octopus. Let's get your day started right. Welcome in, Pulsar Octopus. I hope you have a nice day. And to you, DS94, it's been swell talking shop with you. Thanks for the follow. Really appreciate it. That's kind of you. I dragged my pick. It's now on the floor. I have to bend over and pick it back up. Let's wind it back down. I think we've had enough. Nice. Hey, thanks for the sub. I've got so much reverb on. And delay. It just makes it more epic, actually. Let's go again. Thanks for the sub! Thank you! There we go. Good times. Thank you very much. Well, I hope you liked that one. If you didn't, you're in for a sad surprise because I do a lot of weird shit like that. And then usually I just delete it. But sometimes I like the idea enough that I sort of copy bits of it over to think about later, and then I never do. Occasionally, I do something well enough that I think, I'll just throw it on YouTube. So if anyone's interested in some of my back catalogue from little stream events where I've sort of been vaguely happy with what I've done, do check out the YouTube sometime. There's a few on there now. I haven't been doing this long, to be honest. I started streaming in April, and I only started putting some on YouTube more recently. It's quite a bit of work. Editing videos and things. What do we think about the sparklies all around me? It's audio reactive, he says as it proceeds to barely react to his audio. Doesn't really like the quiet, does it? Yeah, it's moving. It seems to like my voice, doesn't it? This one. Like, only responds to me talking. Alright. Should we do something else? Let's do something else. Do we do more weird spacey shit, or do we do something a little bit more conventional this time? Maybe I just start on piano and see what happens? It's often not a bad approach. Welcome in, Redman. Well done on your stream earlier. That's a big step. Very exciting. You should be proud of yourself. Weird space. Let's. Fuck. Man, you guys are making it hard for me. We're compromising by doing everything. So we're going to have 140 ppm piano started weird spacey shit. This is going to be an absolute disaster. So thanks for that. Good job, guys. It's all your fault and definitely not mine. Let's turn piano into weird spacey shit. I probably have a go-to synth for that. In fact, I'll give you a shout out there, Red Band, because maybe one of the 5 people watching this will want to follow you. He did his first stream today. Oh, wait, restream might... Bloody restream. And... Alright, back to weird spacey shit. Let's get real spicy. Why did I start with piano? It's too bouncy. It's the 140 BPM gets me. But we're getting some texture at least. Let's layer it up. This is going to be unhinged. Struggle bus, guys. Genuine struggle bus. We may have bitten off more than we can chew, but let's see what we can do. We mad enough?
what you've done. So far you have come. Time we let the aliens go. We've heard enough from them. Let's wind down some vocal effects.
Hooray. Look, we got there in the end. That was a tough one. That was a tough one. It took a while to get going. 140 BPM piano-based spacey shit. And it ended up sounding the same as everything else. But I'm here for it. And you are too. And that's fabulous. Just checking on YouTube. Yeah. YouTube weren't a fan of that one. Too avant-garde for YouTube. This is a Twitch only music event. Okay, how are we doing for time? 10:35, so it's pretty much my bedtime. So the really sensible thing for me to do would be to wrap it up. So what I'm going to do instead is put together one last real quick one where I can say goodnight. And then while I'm doing that, if you guys can think about whether there's someone you might like me to raid you out to, maybe there's someone live on Golden Shrimp Guild, Redman, or maybe there's like a favourite streamer you have that you want to support, or that you think deserves, 5 more viewers, because we're in the big leagues here. So I'm just going to try and put together a little something that I can just sort of say goodnight to everyone with. Even though for you all, it's pretty much daytime. But that doesn't matter to me. Mark 0. Alright, let's see what we can cook. In like 5 minutes. Alright, we're against the clock. Let's dump those BPMs down a little bit. That's fast. Cool, good. Let's put some bass in first, because that's driving me crazy. Guys are starting your day with the dawn chorus. We have some fires to go with the dawn chorus. hang out with you. Now it's time for me to go to bed, and for you to start your day. Next time we'll spend more time together. Next time we'll have more. Next time we'll sing and laugh together. I'm glad to hear that your workday is almost done. The birds don't seem so appropriate now. But most of my viewers are on the east coast of the USA, so they're getting ready to start the day. It's time for me to go. I wish I could stay for longer, but if I don't get to sleep, tomorrow will feel even longer. All right. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight, or today, or this morning, or this evening, or whatever the case may be. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself, DS94. Glad to make a new friend. Always nice to make a new friend. And Pulsar, you're still here. Well done. You survived pretty much the whole stream. That's always nice. You're most welcome. It's nice to share my art, as you call it. I know it's always nerve-wracking to put things out there, and maybe especially so, or maybe not, because this is all improvised, and on the one hand, throwing out all this improvised work that's inherently flawed, repetitive, and imperfect. On the one hand, it's really quite liberating because, like, well, it doesn't have to be perfect. I don't have to fine-tune this. I just have to think that it's acceptable. Whereas produced works can be a bit more intimidating in that way. So I don't know. I'll think about that. But I like sharing it. I like people hearing it. I used to always just do this in the privacy of my own basement, and no one ever got to hear it. And eventually I decided, hey, I should just turn a stream on and see if anyone wants to listen. And then you kind of people came along. And it's very gratifying when you do. So thanks again. I'm going to head to bed. And I believe we're rating... what was the name again? It was Mark Zero. Fair Pulsar. So a lot of this stuff I do just delete when it's finished. It's allowed to be imperfect. And it's allowed to be transient. Thanks, DS94. And let's raid you over to Mark Zero.